Okay, everybody, we're going to do one more game for the Nintendo Wii U, in which we're going to be playing Jeopardy. Let's see how we do.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1.
Yeah!
Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trevette.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories: foreign words and phrases, transportation, classic novel spoilers. This means war. Short lines, and fly me to the moons. Player 1, make a selection. Swiss scientist creates monster that craves bride. Scientist makes and destroys bride. Scientist dies. Monster mourns. It's player 1.
Yeah!
Player Raskolnikov murders an old woman. Raskolnikov confesses and is sentenced to 8 years in Siberia. It's player 1. Good. Player Constance marries paralyzed Sir Clifford, has an affair with the gamekeeper, gets pregnant, awaits divorce and new life. Let's hear it, player 1. That's not it. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the response we were looking for. Lady Chatterley's lover. Player 1. Heathcliff is raised in the Earnshaw home. Falls for Cathy. Love thwarted. Both die. It's player 1. Good. Player 1. Itinerant workers George and Lenny dream of owning a ranch. Lenny accidentally kills a girl. George kills Lenny. Let's hear it, player 1. Right you are. Please pick again, player 1. Named for a sea god who could change shape at will, Proteus is a moon of this planet. Okay, player 1. Yes. Player 1. Phobos, a moon of this planet, was named for a son of Ares in Greek mythology. Player 1. Right you are. Saturn's largest moon is named this. Okay, player 1. Right. The most volcanically active satellite in the solar system is Io, a moon of this planet. Player 1. No. Any other takers? Here's what we wanted. Jupiter. Player 1. On its trip out of our solar system, this spacecraft discovered Puck, a moon of Uranus. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Yeah!
Player 1, back to you. Before a trip, it's proper to wish someone bon this, whether they're traveling by ship or not. Okay, Player 1. Yes. Player in 1. Many places of business, no zapatos, no service. Zapatos being Spanish for these. Player 1. That is correct. Player 1. Italian for to the tooth. It's how to order your pasta if you want it a little firm. It's Player 1. That is correct.
Yeah! Woo!
Player 1. Seize the day, I tell you, but do it with this Latin phrase. Yes, Player 1? Yes. Player 1. And I'll hand it off to Jimmy.
Locomotives with a 282 wheel configuration are called this type, an old name for the Emperor of Japan.
Yes, Player 1? You got it. Player 1, you pick again, please. When Demi Moore says, I love you in this 1990 supernatural thriller, Patrick Swayze's reply is, ditto. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Yeah!
That's it. Player 1. This character says, I stick my neck out for nobody, before and after Ugarte's arrest. Let's hear it, Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. Rick Blaine. Select. In this 1957 war movie, Colonel Saito tells his captives, be happy in your work. Okay, Player 1.
Yeah!
Player Wallace 1. Shawn uses this word several times in The Princess Bride. Mandy Patinkin questions its usage. Player 1. That's not it. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Let's hear it, Player 3. No. Anyone else? Okay, Player 2. Good. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 2, you make the next selection as we... Dustin Hoffman flick in which you'd hear, that is one nutty hospital. It's Player 1. That's it.
Yeah! Woo!
Player 1. During the Revolutionary War, volunteers ready to fight with 60 seconds notice were called these. It's Player 1. Yes. In this U.S. war, it was the Yanks versus the Confederates. Okay, Player 1. That is correct. Player 1. This future state declared its independence in 1836 during a war with Mexico. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yep. Lasting from 1957 to this year, the Vietnam War is the longest in which the United States has taken part. It's Player 1. Right. Player The 100 Years' War, 1337 to 1453, was fought between England and this country. Okay, player one. Yes. Please pick again. Roofed cars on a freight train, or a roll of 12 in a dice game. Yes, player one. Yes. Player one. All right, here with the clue is Jimmy.
The name of this vehicle, used on grave occasions, comes from Old French for long rake.
It's player one. Sorry. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player two. Yes. All right, let's get back into this. Player two has control. During the Cold War, two different families escaped over the Berlin Wall using these lighter-than-air vehicles. Player one? No, sorry. Anyone else? Here's the correct response. Hot air balloons. Player two, choose again. From 1985 to 2003, Milwaukee hosted a parade featuring dozens of these wagons from Baraboo. Player one? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, player three? Correct. You're out of the hole. Let's have a look at the $1,000 clue. Answer. It's the Daily Double. Player three, you're in last place, but here's an opportunity to... How much? Here is your Daily Double clue. If you're walking your baby back home in London, it won't be in a stroller, but in this four-letter synonym. That's correct. The selection will be yours, player three, when we return from this break. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one. Gems and jewelry. What a gem. Pop on a CD. Presidential families. Literary characters. And mythological words and phrases. Player three, you start us off. Had a whale of a time in 1851. Pequod problems. Call him this narrator. It's player one. Right. A lot famous foundling. Psychs himself out. Title taught. It's player one. Hey, you're right. LAPI, okay? Chandler's champ slept big, and his goodbye was long. It's player one. Good for you. Player time-traveling Dresden dude. He wasn't a Puritan. A Vonnegut check. Yes, player one?
Yeah.
Good for you. You get as a gem of a brother. Atticus, Atticus. Sweet home, Alabama. Okay, player one. Good. Player one. Pick again. Legacy rings inspired by the Edwardian era are exclusive to this preeminent Fifth Avenue jeweler. Yes, player one? No, that's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, player two. Yes. Player two, where do we start? Miss Tamblin knows that lots of jewelry is made from this brownish-yellow fossil resin. It's player one. That is correct. Player one. In 1974, the newly discovered gem Tsavorite got its name derived from this continent's Tsavo National Park. Let's hear it, player one. Right you are. Player one. Here's Jimmy.
Headdresses of silver or white beads are common among the Aka, a tribe indigenous to the southeast part of this continent.
Yes, player one? That's correct. You... Excellent. The first of the two daily doubles. You are in the lead right now. Player one, give us a wager. Okay, here is the clue. The name of this romantic ring comes from an old Irish fishing village that's now part of Galway. Even so, you are still in the lead. Here's what we were looking for. A claddagh. Player one, back to you. You may have this small but crucial weakness even if you weren't dipped into the river Styx by your mother. Okay, player one. Yes. Player one. A very handsome young man is sometimes called this after the handsome youth loved by Aphrodite. Yes, player one. That's right. Way to go. Answer. The other daily double. And you're in the lead now. Decide on your way. All right, here's your clue. A shrewish woman, or a predatory mythological creature who is part woman, part bird. That puts you even further ahead. So this adjective, meaning volatile or quick-witted, comes from the name of a swift messenger god. Let's hear it, player one. That's it. Player one. Let's go over to Sarah.
The delightful Champs-Élysées in Paris is named for this delightful resting place of the dead in Greek mythology.
Player one. Good for you. Select again. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. Peachtree Road. Okay, player one. Yes. Player Dirty one. Mind, Controversy, The Love Symbol Album. Yes, player one. Good for you. Rhythm Nation 1814, The Velvet Rope. It's player one. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else? Okay, player two. That is correct. Okay, let's get back into this. Player two, you make the next selection as we... Thankful. Breakaway. Let's hear it, player one. That is correct. Player The writing's on the wall. Survivor. Okay, player one. That's right, way to go. You get to... His daughter Margaret was born in Independence, Missouri. It's player one. Yes. This 26th president's youngest son, Quentin, was killed in air combat during World War I. It's player one. Good for you. He married his second wife, Edith Bowling Galt, during his first term. Let's hear it, player one. Hey, you're right. Player this one. Eighth president's wife, Hannah, died of tuberculosis in 1819. Yes, player one. Oh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else? The correct response is Martin Van Buren. Player one. His son married Mary Catherine Helen in the White House on February 25th, 1828. Okay, player one. Correct. We return. This greenish-blue gem is so popular in the Southwest that it has its own museum in Albuquerque. It's player one. Good. So, also known as chrysoberyl, when cut a certain way, this gem produces a streak of light resembling the pupil of a certain animal. Player one. Right. Often a lemony color, this variety of quartz has a name derived from the type of fruit that a lemon is. Let's hear it, player one. Right. Silent screen star Mary Pickford bequeathed the Star of Bombay, a 182-carat one of these gems, to the Smithsonian. Okay, player one. No, that's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we were looking for. Sapphire. And the $2,000 clue? Utah's official state gem is this stone that's often golden, but can be pink or blue. Player one? Good. I'll see you all for Final Jeopardy in just a moment. Here comes the Final Jeopardy, players. The category is this. Musical history. You need to select your wager. And the last clue? It's the nursery rhyme that inspired the title of a famous musical based on a 1913 George Bernard Shaw work. What did you put as your response?
Off for that next segment, everybody.
How much do you add to your total with that correct response? And your response? With that correct response, you will gain... What did you say? With that correct response, you will gain... This makes you our new champion, player one, so congratulations. We'll see you next time.